The low light of the restaurant flickered across my wife's face as I slid the stack of photographs across the table. Their glossy edges caught the candle's reflection, glinting like shards of glass. Sarah's fork froze halfway to her mouth, a bite of ravioli hanging forgotten. Her wide eyes locked on the images, blurred, grainy, and undeniable proof of her with him. The clatter of dishes and soft laughter from nearby tables faded into a distant hum. My chest tightened, the air suddenly too heavy to breathe. "Explain," I said quietly, my voice shaking, not from weakness, but from the rage I was barely holding back. The photos sat between us like a verdict, each one a fragment of the truth I'd spent weeks pretending not to see. Sarah's lips parted, but no words came. Her hand hovered over the photos, then pulled back as if they burned to touch. I stared at her, searching for the woman I'd loved for 12 years, the one who used to laugh with me over late-night takeout, who'd held my hand through hospital corridors. Was that woman still there? Or had she been replaced by this stranger who met another man in parking lots under dim lights? It started 3 months ago, with a text I wasn't supposed to see. Her phone buzzed on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. The screen lit up, mark, work, meet me at 7. Same place. Harmless, maybe, but not at that hour. Too late for a work meeting. I stared at the screen, my thumb twitching toward it, guilt gnawing at me even for considering looking. I didn't. Not then. Instead, I asked about Mark over dinner, as casually as I could manage. "Oh, he's just a lead on a project," she said, twirling pasta around her fork. Her smile looked practiced. Her eyes wouldn't quite meet mine. I brushed it off, told myself I was being paranoid. She was tired, overworked, but the signs kept coming, small, sharp, impossible to ignore. A lipstick smudge on her collar, too red for her usual shade. A coffee receipt from a cafe she'd never mentioned. The long bathroom breaks, the sound of typing behind the door, followed by a quick, just emails. Each moment was a tiny wound. Alone, they were nothing. Together, they bled me dry. Nights grew longer. I'd wake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, my mind running circles I didn't want to finish. She still kissed me goodnight, still laughed at my stupid jokes. But something in her eyes was already gone. I hired a private investigator on a Tuesday. I hated myself for it. The man was all business. Gray suit, bitter coffee on his breath, eyes that had seen too much. "You sure you want to know?" he asked, sliding a contract toward me. I couldn't speak, just nodded. A week later, he handed me a manila envelope. His gaze avoided mine. "It's what you think," he said. I didn't open it until I was alone in the car. The engine off, the silence unbearable. Inside were the photos, Sarah and Mark, sitting close in a dim bar, his hand resting on her arm. Her smile, too soft, too familiar. Another photo, their cars parked side by side in a motel lot. 2 a.m. My vision blurred, not from tears, but from a fury that felt like drowning. Now, sitting here, those same photos lay between us again. The silence was heavier than the proof itself. A waiter lingered nearby, sensing the tension, then quietly retreated. "James," she whispered, her voice cracking. "It's not what you think." A laugh escaped me, bitter, hollow, not what I think. "Then tell me, Sarah, what is it? Tell me these are fake. Tell me I'm wrong." My voice rose, loud enough for people to look. I didn't care. The world had narrowed to this table, her pale face, and the lies I could see unraveling behind her eyes. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. "Don't," I said sharply. The word cut like a blade. Her eyes filled, but I couldn't tell if the tears were for me or for herself. "It was a mistake," she murmured, her voice barely audible. "A stupid, awful mistake. I was lonely, James. You were always working, always gone. Don't you dare." I snapped, my fist tightening under the table. "Don't make this my fault. I was working for us, Sarah." The words trembled in my throat. I wanted to scream, to flip the table, to make her feel what I was feeling. But part of me, God help me. Still wanted to hold her. She wiped her cheeks, smearing mascara. I didn't mean for it to happen. Mark, just listen. He was there when you weren't. It wasn't love, James. It was never about love. Then what was it? I leaned forward, my voice dropping low. What was worth throwing us away for? She flinched, her breath unsteady. For a second, I saw the woman I used to know. Fragile, scared, human. But the images burned in my mind, and whatever softness I had left disappeared. It was escape, she whispered. I felt trapped, not by you, but by everything. The routine, the pressure. I didn't know how to tell you I was breaking. Her confession hung in the air between us, raw and jagged. I wanted to believe her, to see the woman who once anchored me. But the photos told another story, one made of choices, not accidents. The noise of the restaurant returned, laughter, clinking glasses, the cruel normalcy of life going on. I leaned back, my anger cooling into something colder. How long? I asked. Her eyes fell to the table. 3 months. 3 months. A quarter of a year filled with lies. While I planned our anniversary trip, while I bragged about her at work, while I believed we were solid, the math of it crushed me. Every memory of those months, tainted. I stood up, the chair scraping loudly against the floor. I need to think, I said. My voice sounded empty, not mine. She grabbed my wrist, desperate. James, please. We can fix this. I love you. I looked down at her, the woman I'd built my life around, and saw a stranger. I don't know if I can love you back, I said, the words tasting like ash. I pulled away and walked out, leaving the photos scattered on the table like evidence at a crime scene. Outside, the night air hit hard, cold, cutting. I stood beside our car, breath fogging in the October chill. And in that moment, the truth hit me like a punch. I wasn't just angry at her. I was angry at myself for missing the signs, for burying myself in work, for trusting too easily. Those photos didn't just show her betrayal. They showed my blind spots. I didn't know if I'd go back inside, if we'd fight or forgive, rebuild or walk away. All I knew was the weight of those photographs, and the question echoing inside me, can love survive a wound like this? As the restaurant's glow spilled onto the pavement, I already knew the answer was slipping further out of reach.